Check this out, check this out. There's two more. Two more Cercalia quadriocellata. Oh yes. These have hatched overnight. Quality don't seem great. Awesome. Look at this. This one is still the shape of the egg. Okay, I'm gonna put these on in a small box on a wet paper towel in the incubator while I'm away. Then when I'm back, I will make an update on these. But now we're gonna. So this is one of the big ponds. Please tell me, what do you keep in this?
Keep North American species in here. Insculptas, Glyptemis insculptas, Blandingis, cold tolerant species, so everything hibernates in here. I have a group of Rubiriventris.
Okay.
And I have some eastern box turtles in here. Cool. And they all live together. And as you can see, they have a lot of space.
Yeah, how big is the pond? Let's start with the pond. Do you have an idea?
It's around, difficult, I think around 20 meters maybe. I think the enclosure itself is around 30-35 meters by 15 meters, I guess. And yeah, there's always, if the sun is shining, there's always some sun in the enclosures. Grassland, obviously, for the box turtles. Maybe good to explain, we have the pond consists of two parts. So we have a shallow part, which is more of a swampy part, a lot of plants, a lot of insects, and a lot of animals. A lot of the turtles are hunting for insects in this part. Also, obviously, the water warms up very quickly with some sun, so they can choose the temperature they want, they like. And it's full of tadpoles and insects, and I have no fish in it, but full of insects and tadpoles.
Perfect.
And then on the right we have the deeper part. This is where they hibernate. It's around here we have some Rubiriventris coming towards us. When I feed, they are the first ones to show themselves. Let me see if they're hungry. I feed them several things. This is pellets, fish fit pellets, and I also feed several types of insects, worms, crickets, larvae, but also for the land animals I feed fruits, meat, fish, nice. a lot of things.
And how often do you feed? Because I can imagine that part of their diet is based on what's living in the pond.
True. Well, so actually, I feed them around 3 times a week.
Okay.
But actually, they're always hunting. As you can see, I have a lot of swimming animals in this pond.
Yeah.
But we only see a few.
Yeah.
Now, I bet if you go to the shallow part, you see a lot of the turtles hunting there.
Oh yeah, there's actually one over.
What is that? I think that's another insculpt. Yeah, a young one as well.
Very responsive.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with possible predators?
I have electric wire all around the enclosure, so that's how I keep them.
Yeah. And this is just so the more land active species have a place to heat up faster?
Exactly. Yeah, and in spring and fall, obviously, I turn the light on.
Yeah.
And they know exactly where it is. They, the animals know exactly where, at what time is the sun, where it's warm early, where it's warm in the afternoon. And here we have the egg laying department. And
so with the build-up sand and
and it works. The insculptas lay their eggs in here.
Perfect. So they know they choose this area in this huge, pretty big enclosure to lay eggs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how many eggs I missed.
Yeah. but you do find the eggs in that area.
Yeah.
Have you ever found a hatchling walking around?
No.
Okay.
But this is the first year I have this greenhouse.
Yeah.
Maybe if they lay the eggs in the greenhouse.
Yeah, that definitely could be. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's move to the other side. We are a bit in a rush because of the rain, but I did get this new toy, and we're actually gonna try it out in this pond to see if we can make some cool underwater shots of the turtles.
There's another Enclosure over there, but let me see if
Let's see if we can put this one to use.
another young one. I do have adults as well.
They have grown a lot, because I believe I saw these 2 years ago and they were a whole lot smaller.
They were a little bit bigger than babies last
Yeah.
time. Yes.
Do you notice a difference in growth rate for between the animals you keep outside and inside?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. But obviously the colors are way more bright for the animals that I keep outdoors. Even though I use UVB lighting.
Yes.
There's a female in there.
Right. This is about adult size?
No, this is still.
Beautiful turtles, very hardy.
I think we can.
And this, you never have problems keeping them outside in the Netherlands?
No, never.
No.
No.
I've seen pictures of these walking underneath ice, so.
I had problems when I kept them indoors.
Okay.
And then moving them outdoors in spring. And then it got a few days cold again and put them inside. That doesn't work with this species. If you keep them outdoors, they can choose where they are. I think she's absolutely not fully grown yet, but she is maybe close to being adult, close to egg laying. I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah. How many eggs do they lay?
Around 9.
Okay.
Yeah, between 7 and 11, I would say.
Yeah. Beautiful. It looks so natural with all the grass and the...
In the spider web.
Yeah. There's one swimming towards us.
Here?
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna switch over to the GoPro and let's see if it works on the water. That will be cool. So this is Blandingi.
Yes.
This is also a very hardy turtle.
Yes. Very cold tolerant. Yeah, I think it's juvenile. It gets way bigger than this. I think, yeah, I'm hoping it's a female. But a beautiful animal, a bit shy. But in my experience, they are really hunters. They hunt the whole day for insects. They rarely come towards me when I offer food, and
Okay.
I think that has to do with the fact that they just find their own food in here.
I can imagine there's plenty of them for the... And I believe the species has quite a long neck for...
Yeah, very long neck. I think
Yeah.
the neck goes up until here, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice. And somehow you seem to be a big species of these. You're also like, oh, you need to see the blondingies. Why,
Yeah, I
why
love
is
them.
that? Do you know what? Is there
I mean-
certain characteristic about this species that makes it so interesting?
Well, obviously they have beautiful necks, but you don't see it right now.
Yeah.
Let's put it down. Maybe you can see a little bit of the neck when it moves away. A lot of action.
That's turtles.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like them. Some people think they're just like emis, a European pond turtle, but no, they're really different. Although I must say that Emis orbicularis also are hunters. When I had them in my previous pond, they also hunt for frogs and for tadpoles.
Okay, that's cool that you state that, because I was at a talk from a Swiss lady. I believe it was at a turtle day.
Okay,
And she talked about that the Emmys actually ate like 60 or 70% vegetation in that area.
Yeah,
But a lot of people in captivity indeed say they are carnivores mostly.
well, I have pictures that they have frogs in their mouth.
Yeah. Do you actually see something like a bird in here and then a turtle is trying to get it?
No, never.
Okay.
Maybe when they're bigger. Oh, here he comes. Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, that's what happens with a setup like this. But that's also, you know, for them it's absolutely perfect.
I like that they can just hide and show whenever they want.
Yeah.
And she's gone.
Or you can see the pathways that the turtles make, like in between these.
Yeah. Yeah, they always use the same paths and the same hiding places.
So once they have settled, you kind of know where you can find certain animals.
I know exactly where each individual is usually hiding or sunbathing or basking. Yeah.
Very cool. And there was another. Where were you? Ah, it's over there. Beautiful pattern on the shell.
Absolutely.
Gotta work with the sun a bit, but look at those beautiful colors. This is also a Carolina. Perfectly hid away. Look at that.
Nice.
The pattern makes it blend so well.
Well spotted by me, right?
Yeah, definitely. Expert. Can I ask what's in that pond?
2 guttata.
Ah, 2 more Futata. One of the most popular turtles there is probably.
Oh, there's never a lack of interest.
No. Perfect. And just a simple overflow, so when it rains, water pours out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very nice. Here you can also see the channels of the turtles walking along the border. But what I'm going to do now is go to a different enclosure. And this is, sorry, you gotta work with the light. This is enclosure for Testudo Boutgeri. Oh, here's another one. And these Boutgeris are absolutely perfect. This is the Eastern Hermann's Tortoise. And you can see how smooth their shells is. So cool. Great example of a healthy Eastern Hermann's Tortoise. As you can see, this enclosure has this like hill area, That means they have to do some, they have to climb a bit, and that's very good for their bone and muscle structure. If you keep them on a flat surface, then they will not develop as well as they would in an enclosure like this. And yeah, this is absolutely perfect. Some native foliage, a lot of herbs, grasses, big part of the natural food of this species. So that's very cool. Oh, here's another one. Change the light a bit. Another perfect example of the Eastern Hermann tortoise. Very curious. They're probably waiting for their figs. Figs are grown in the greenhouse. Maybe we can take a look at that one too. Otherwise we'll do that on another session. Look at that. So cool. As you can see here, a small area where they can hide a bit. They also hibernate in this enclosure. Some bushes. Here you can see some bushes for them to hide away from the sun. There's always a part of this enclosure getting some sun, but never completely, so they always can hide away. Oh, they hear me talk. Here's another one. Look at that one. That's a huge one. Big female. And look at that shell. Look at the quality. Look how smooth that is. Beautiful tortoise. Great example. Very yellow on the head. I've never seen such nice Terrariums. These are part of the stop book, I believe. Very curious. They see man and man means food. You always get great ideas when you walk around at other people's places, especially places like this. And beautiful animals, great example. This is also the reason I started the channel, to show everybody how cool this hobby is and what great and the great keepers there are in Europe. So I definitely want to do more of these kind of visits to show everybody what's possible. I hope the combo with the GoPro images will do well. Let me know in the comments if you think it's a great addition. I do. Can't wait to try it out. Can't wait to try it out even more.
So this is a fully grown adult male in Sculpta. See how bright orange he is. Concave plastron, super thick tail. Yeah, this is a beautiful animal. It's very dominant, chases away all other animals that did come near. But look how beautiful he is.
Yeah, it's very, very beautiful. And what age is this animal? About?
This is around 7 years old.
7 years old.
Yeah.
Wow, they grow pretty fast comparing to a small young.
Yeah.
And how long have you kept it outside? From what age do you start to keep them
I keep
outdoors?
them outside after the first year.
After the first year?
Yeah.
So the first winter in the greenhouse, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
yeah, and this one is now outside for 2 or 3 years since I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Beautiful animal, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Most of the time on land in the summer. But today, I don't know.
You can also see they have very long legs for, walking on a land.
Yeah. It's a huge animal, huh?
Yeah. Very long tail. He just tucked it away, but with the colors it has, all the nice colors are like on the body, on the inside of the leg. So if they tuck away, they are pretty much, you can't see them, especially not on the bottom like that. But
True.
As soon as they walk, you see the nice colors. The last time I made a video about outdoor enclosures, a lot of people wanted to know more details. So I can expect a lot of people are interested in how this pond is set up. So it's a natural pond, so you don't have any filtration.
True.
Did you start off with filtration and turn it off, or?
Yeah, I tried a small filter, But with, I mean, when I created the pond, I put a lot of dirt in the pond, obviously for the plants to grow in, but the pond gets full with plant material, and so very quickly. So no, that wasn't a good idea. And also, the bigger the pond, the more stable it is.
Yeah.
So it took a while before all the algae went out, and there's still some algae inside, but I don't do anything about it. I just let it naturally develop. So the edges, I think the pond liner is around 20 centimeters away from the edge.
Okay.
So if we, for example, look here, the pond liner is here.
Yeah, yeah.
And that all this plant material is wet. The soil is wet with some gravel. You see it's super wet in here. So this just the whole. There's some pine tree growing. This stuff creates actually the edge of the pond, and it took half a year before it started growing. But you can see how many different plants grow here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Here it's super dry. Here it's super wet, and it looks very natural.
Absolutely.
And maybe if we can walk a little bit over to the shallow side.
Sure.
Here you can see even more the. So.
Yeah, it's almost like a bog. This
nothing
part
is planted here. Everything grew here naturally, and also it applies for this. This is all within the. Let's see where is the edge of the.
You can see how far those roots go.
On the pond liner even goes up to here.
And how do you keep the pond liner in place? Is there like a beam where you attach it to, or just stones and you know?
Yeah, this gravel that I put.
Yeah.
These type of rocks that is all over the border.
Yeah.
They keep it in place.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the beginning I had to, I had to give it a bit of attention, but now it's just, yeah. It got mature, let's say.
Yeah.
And it's only 3 years old, the pond.
3 years.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I think it looks beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So in the beginning it was very difficult because you see here, for example, this type of algae. In the beginning the whole pond was full with this. And then I put a lot of water plants inside. But for the first year the algae took over the plants and everything died actually. It was only the green algae. But the year after, the plant or the roots, they got down to the bottom and started growing again. And I guess when the quality is good, and the water plants start to grow. So now there's a lot of water plants under these lilies. And yeah, I basically did nothing.
Perfect. And how deep is this part, the shallow part?
I think it's around 50 centimeters.
50 centimeters.
Maybe 40.
Okay.
Very shallow.
Okay. Yeah, and there you can see some of a small hill underneath the water,
True.
which is a little,
yeah.
And then it goes into the deeper part, which is also much darker.
Yeah. And the lilies are way bigger, as you can see. Well,
yeah.
They are bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, here I have an oxygen pump. Just to add oxygen to the water, mainly for the Enclosure, but also for winter time. And I keep it free from completely freezing. I can increase the power of the pump.
Yeah.
And important not to put this air pump or this air bubble on the bottom of the pond, because that's where the water temperature is very stable.
Okay.
And if with the air bubble you take the water from the bottom of the pond, which is very cool, or in winter very warm, then you create the opposite of what you want.
Yeah, then you mix it up. Because
exactly.
you know the water from the bottom rises up into the layer on top. Oh, that's very cool. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's absolutely what we don't want.
Okay, so that's why it's in the corner.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
important. And you can see a bit of the pond lining here, but without having everything with stones, that's gonna happen for turtles.
Yeah.
And then over there you see more and more sand where the plants are. There's so much life. There's the sun's actually creating a bit of shadow, but there's a whole bunch of big tadpoles all over the place, a lot of insects. Here you can see another wood turtle. And I wonder, the turtles, are they most active on the day like this, or when it's maybe a little bit cooler?
Yeah, when it's cooler.
When it's
Actually, they are active on days like this, but only in the morning.
only in the morning.
Yeah.
That's so funny because, you know, of course our Dutch climate isn't great for a lot of reptiles, but still when it gets a little bit too warm here, a lot hide away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also for the people who go herping will definitely know that.
Well, when it's around 9 o'clock in the morning, when the first sun comes up, then I basically see all the animals. It's really beautiful.
Nice.
And maybe I fill up the water in when we have 2 weeks of sun and no rain, then I add some water, some tap water.
Yeah, but in general it's just rainwater.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Very cool to see also all the different species. This is not something you can do indoors with all the different species because
You need to have
a
a big house. If you
a huge house. They need to be able to get away from each other, but in here that's so simple. That's way easier to create.
And obviously it's inspired by the enclosures that Chris Leone has.
Yeah, from Garden State Tortoise. That's definitely something I thought about when I saw these enclosures. Like, yeah, this reminds me of Garden State Tortoise in the Netherlands. So it's so cool to see.
Yeah.
With the edges, the way the borders are done, the electric fencing, the type of pond, the animals also.
But also I have to say, I selected some of the most cold tolerant species for this.
Yeah.
Because besides the greenhouses, I have no additional lighting or whatever. So that's why I have Blandingis, Insculptas and the Rubriventris.
Yeah.
Those are very cold tolerant. So, and there we see a huge berry bush, and a lot of the berries fall into the enclosure. And the animals know exactly where to get the berries.
Yeah, I can imagine. As I mentioned, it's so cool to see they know exactly where you are and where they hide and where they can find their food, etc.
Yeah.
They know where the box is. They know where the greenhouse is.
Absolutely.
So cool to see. Nice. Thank you so much for showing me around. I think a lot of people will enjoy this video a lot.
I hope so.
Thanks.